Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
What's happening, guys? We're live. By the way, we're live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, you just like locked eyes with me, Vince. Like, what the fuck was that all about?
If only you heard the conversation before I clicked transition. Yeah, so we are live. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll also post this to Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all that good stuff. August 15th, 2023.
Yes. But before we get going, I want to say a big shout out to our sponsors.
What sponsors are those, Leo?
Hey, IRC Washing right now. It's the only fucking sponsor.
Us. So feel free to stop by. Hey, even if you guys want to join our conversation one day, you guys don't have to show up here to our little mini studio that we got going on here, for right now. Give us a call, man. We can hook you up from phone to our conversation that we got going on here. Like, it's not a problem.
I can patch you right through.
So if you guys don't want to be on camera or whatever, hey, don't worry about it. Like, we can make it happen.
Looks
like,
good.
Mike's our tech guy. He can make it happen.
Really. I can figure it out, though.
We can figure it out. Yeah, take him a little bit.
Every time I got to figure it out.
But we can figure it out. And, let us know if you want to join us. It don't hurt. Or if you just want to sit in, that's fine, too. Sometimes people just sit in and then all of a sudden they just start talking, That's how I was when we first started, I was just like, and now I just can't keep my mouth shut.
Which one are you on?
But I just speak the truth, let them know what they want to hear. Let you guys know that we're here for everybody. So, what's up, guys? Let's keep it rolling.
No,
it's hot, man. It's hot.
How's it going?
Seems like today's a little bit more warm than a typical
it's
every night.
Probably
pretty
like
hot tonight.
95 right now.
Yeah.
And it's almost 9 o'clock at night. It's ridiculous. It should not be this warm, and I don't care what you say about global warming, whatever. Still, either way, it's freaking hot.
It is.
Every year we say the same damn thing, but I have noticed they've stepped up on their notifications of like heat advisories. Every day they remind you it's going to be hot.
Yeah, I've noticed
that. Okay, we
too.
know it's going to be hot.
Like I know, right? You got to tell me.
It's going to be hot, right? Like, they're not speaking about the gas prices going up.
I wasn't going to look
They're
at the thermometer.
not talking about that.
Why not?
Right.
So that when the prices go down,
but
when the election time comes, it makes Joe Biden look good. You watch when election time comes, the prices of gas is going to drop.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's affecting everything as of right now, though. Everything is being affected as of right now. So who cares about the election? Okay, that's months from now. I mean,
you see it right now.
Okay, but it's happening.
The people that don't see it. There's so many people
but it's happening now.
Primary elections start this month.
Okay, Mike, but
this month.
I know. Yeah, but still, like, they're not talking about the gas prices. Like that. What I'm saying is, like, that's affecting everything. That's affecting our groceries. That's affecting everything because everybody's seeing that their gas taking them a little bit longer to get there. With a tank of gas or whatever.
If you talk to old timers who kind of know inflation and know how things should have gone,
right? We
should have already been used to paying $5 to $7 a gallon of gas. Same with milk. Yeah. Milk and gas have never adjusted with inflation over the past 60, 70 years.
Right.
So literally we've been getting it at a steal, but at the same time, when we know we can get it so much cheaper.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, Trump had it 2 years ago. It was under $3. It was definitely under $3.
It was under $2. There's people that it's been a common thing. People are posting pictures of remember when, and it was when Trump was in office. They got below $2 for a little while.
I don't know, but we got primaries coming up, local primaries, and I'm not sure. I did. Somebody had posted something. I think it was one of the school board groups. Had posted something about primaries coming up, and it's good. We need to start sharing that information because the local elections mean more, in my opinion, than any national election. Like, if you're not going to vote, if you're going to vote local,
right,
you're more likely to turn out for the national election. So, but it's important to get people out there to choose these local representatives in a smarter way,
Right.
and see through the fake political alliances they've made. We've noticed in our own hometown with school board members run under one pretense and then change their direction once elected and put in office, as long as they got the money of the local shady charities,
Right.
whatever you call them. They get the photo ops, they keep it going. So it's important to vote smart in your local elections, mainly your school board. I don't live in a city or an HOA, so I can give a rat's ass. But for those of you who do,
still for you, it's important because you got kids that are going to school, and these people, make decisions that'll affect.
But I mean more like city council or something like that.
Right.
Now the county commission, that's up my alley, because that's a lot of funds not being spent in my neck of the woods that are being spent to combat maybe mosquitoes. They're depending on, there's
right,
politics in that.
Oh yeah, there is.
And if you don't speak
The lakes
up,
and
you
the
don't
waters
get,
and all that stuff.
Or people you
where
put in
does
office.
the truck go more often? Which side of the river?
The people you
it's
put in
all
office.
depends.
I've seen it
Control
drive
how
here
all the
before,
money is
but
being spent.
very rarely I've seen it.
I
They
hardly
ramp
ever
it up
see
when
'em.
people start calling. They literally tell you have to call. And out my neck of the woods,
my thing is,
they'll
okay.
pull in my driveway actually if I call and request it. But they have to be able to turn around without backing up, I believe. And and turn back around. They'll pull up to like 150 feet or something like that, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't want them on my property though. But
Yeah.
if
What was I gonna say? But then again, what are they spraying though?
right. Well, that's just it. But their politics in that, that's an elected position. Mosquito
It's,
district or something like that.
Like how much can it actually get a mosquito?
A mosquito.
Yeah, like
Vince, I don't know if
like
the thing's gonna. I think
like-
the thing's coming down.
Been like that for a while.
just
All
leave
right.
it when it hits his lip.
When it
hits
falls,
his
it
lip.
I
falls.
don't want to look at it. 'cause
Well, it's
I
every
don't
time.
follow
Every
it.
time you put your elbow there, it's like.
Yeah, so don't put your elbow on
Jump.
it. So, anyways, like how much is that little spray gonna cover?
What little spray?
The little spray that the little truck passes by with.
Oh
the
yeah,
little
yeah,
mosquitoes,
yeah.
you know,
Mosquito guy.
like how much is it actually gonna cover?
I got the tripod here somewhere.
You know what I'm saying?
It's but the politics. The politics in the whole.
I'd be like, just put a big ass fucking nipple on that thing and let it spread out. Like just rip it, let it spray. If you go spray, just don't. It passes by and it's like, bzzz,
yeah.
The mosquitoes sound louder than the little machine that passes by with them.
It's probably
Yeah.
been a couple years since I've seen a mosquito truck.
Oh, they've
They
been
be out here, man. They're out here.
Never
Especially
see 'em anymore.
right now, because all that water that had been standing in there, now it's mucky and oh man, mosquitoes love that, man. You know how many eggs?
You live in the
you know-
rich part.
you know how many- yeah.
Your ditch is drained.
Yeah.
I'm not just kidding.
No, you're not kidding. This
Right.
is for real.
Yeah, out here our ditches will go weeks sometimes without flowing.
Yeah.
And
They'll lay their eggs there and stuff like
yeah.
that, and then once those eggs kick in, man,
either
forget
they'll be
about it.
clogged or they won't open up locks.
Oh yeah, forget about
For
it.
one reason
Yeah.
or another. Most of the time you can attribute the farmers or St. John's water management, but not throwing any shade out there, but we were going to talk about a few things. Trump indicted again for the fourth time, along with 18 of his friends. I think it's mostly like lawyers and close associates. And he was also put on some type of a gag order. I don't have the whole story in front of me, but a fourth time, and this one's going to be out of Georgia, and it is for trying to overturn a federal election. And here's my problem: like, I don't think there was any collaboration to overturn it. I think it was more like, hey, we need to make sure we find all those votes. It was about a phone call with him and the Secretary of State or something like that.
But I remember seeing a thing a couple weeks ago. They were talking about how it's perfectly legal for him to do that. Perfectly legal for anybody to question election results.
Absolutely, this is America. It's 100% legal to question an election. They're trying to accuse him of overthrowing an election. And you've got Pence out there saying he did what he had to do, which is a lie. He could have not certified the election, which would have kicked it back to the states. And then the states decide new electorate, and they go and they cast their vote again, and then they have the chance to certify the vote again. But it's more accurate than if you think an election is compromised. That's what should have happened.
Right.
But who am I to say? Either way, they're going after him. This is a fourth indictment. The sheriff in this county has made it public that there will be a mugshot. This guy will go through the system just like everybody else will. That's what he was saying a couple months ago. I don't know if the sheriff's really going to have Donald Trump's mugshot.
He might try. I think Donald Trump's got a little more pull than he does still.
Yeah, and what do you like? We talked about this before. Can you imagine that he'll be the first candidate for the presidency that's been locked up by the Justice Department? That's what it is. They weaponized the Justice Department to go after him. Justice Department works for the executive branch, which is Joe Biden, the president. And he's locked up his opponent. In an election season, the top runner for the opposing party, no matter what anybody says on either side, it would have been Donald Trump. So, and not only that, it's going to be the first guy ever elected to the presidency while he's in jail, if he gets locked up. Can you imagine that? How does that work out? First of all, him getting locked up, Secret Service detail. We talked about that. Would that be like some kind of like an assisted living wing where it's just
a bunch of rich?
Just him? No, I'm thinking just him and a Secret Service detail in like a full kitchenette suite, whatever.
So he's basically,
or maybe it's a wing of the prison that's only controlled by Secret Service, and
right.
He's the only prisoner. That'd be weird. It's going, Vince. It's going. Where's the tripod? There's the tripod.
It's holding still.
It's back there, I think.
I think it's this keeps turning too, so
I think it's falling, man. We got to figure out a better table. But anyways, Trump's fourth indictment, yeah. We went out to eat the other night down in Vero, and it was pretty good. Was it? Pretty damn expensive.
Where'd you go?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care if I shout him out or not, but it was Post and Vine. It was pretty good.
What is it?
Post and Vine.
Oh, yeah.
And I had the burger, and it was okay. I had the black and blue burger. Obviously, black and blue burger, you're getting a lot of blue cheese flavor, but I was impressed. It was pretty good. It was expensive, though. But, I mean, location,
just about everything's expensive.
Absolutely.
And then we went out.
Just for the park, just to find parking, is
was
just
a pain in the ass, yeah.
So it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
well,
when
there's
you know
other
where you're
restaurants in that little row
Yeah.
that are all pretty successful.
Oh, yeah.
You probably throw shit on a shingle and sell it for $35. Throw some garnish on it, I saw Sound of Freedom, and I was, at first, I don't know if I told you guys, but I really didn't care to see it. I already knew what it was about. I've watched the interview with the real Tim Ballard on Tim Pool's podcast, and I knew the story, and I knew what this guy's done. I know this stuff happens. I didn't really need to see a movie about it. But I tell you what, it was, it touched a little different seeing it in the theater, too. And that's why they did that Pay It Forward program, because they want as many people to see it in the theater as possible. And just for the experience of not being able to pause it, for sitting through the movie, and just the being in a movie, it's a different experience than watching on your TV. So there's millions of free tickets out there. People have bought free. At the very end, there's a QR code, and the actor, who also played Jesus on Passion, also, he had some heartfelt message, and then they put up a QR code for people who wanted to pay it forward and buy tickets, and you can see a couple of cell phones raise up and scan it. So it was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't buy any extra tickets. There's a shit ton of them out there already. So I'm sure just go get some, If you can't afford it, go watch the movie. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's one I've been wanting to see. I don't know if I'll catch it in theater or wait for it. But
We went to the Majestic in
Yeah.
Vero also. It was pretty good. I've never been there, I don't think.
yeah, I've been there a few times.
What you got going on over there, Lee?
Hey, fat.
Yeah, a lot of noise coming out of that. There you go. What do you got going on over there, Lee?
Nothing. One of my fat cousins called me.
All right. Well, we heard that one song come out recently from Oliver Anthony, I think the guy's
Right.
name is. I think I got it up there right. And I started seeing like people sharing them saying, "Make him famous," and it's a pretty good song. I don't know if you can play it on another podcast or not without getting flagged for some copyright shit, but go listen
Yeah,
to it. We've shared it.
I thought it was a pretty good.
Right.
I thought it was a pretty good song. You know, it was
I'll take
talking
it.
about, you know, the people that actually wake up and go to work every single day. You know how shitty ass paychecks they get and stuff like that.
Yeah, he wasn't
I
holding
thought
no
it was
punches.
pretty. No, I thought it was a pretty good song that he had put out there. You know.
And it's crazy.
And where's he from?
I think Virginia or something. Yeah, maybe Virginia.
He's gonna make some money out of that song. I'll tell you that.
Well, he's playing at some county fair. He said he's going to continue to do local shows and stuff like that. And he does this on the side. And
Right.
he was playing at a county fair over the weekend, and Jamie Johnson showed up because I guess he does a cover of "In Living Color."
Uh-huh.
He's got that kind of voice, you know.
Right.
And Jamie Johnson just happened to show up and go on stage with him, so I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't watch the video. I wasn't there, obviously. I'm in Florida. But I thought it was, a real pretty good song, and I made the comment about it's the best song I heard of a man yelling into a microphone, and pretty much that's what it was, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's straightforward with it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
He
you
had,
know?
what would we say, 12 million views?
Yeah, well, in like 6 days.
And
That's
then
crazy.
in
And
like
then-
2
and then
hours
within-
today, it jumped up 1 million.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
crazy.
know it showed up
and you know
on
what?
my feed.
I had posted it because I had seen the song. I posted it because I had seen the song. And I was like, oh, it's a good song, man. It's real good. I heard it like 2 or
It's
3 times
probably-
early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's probably how
But-
I saw
but I
it
never-
was on
but-
your feed.
yeah.
But I never read about it until like later on. Then I like read about it, and then I was like, oh man, this thing's been out for quite some time. You know, like at least 6 days. And
But
then
the
I went
video,
back.
I think the video was only out for.
And then I
about a
went
week.
back, and then I went back and read it, and I was like, yeah, it was like 6,000 views or whatever. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, wow. I was like, I guess I'm late. You know, but I had just seen it and heard about it, you know, and I was like, oh man, that's pretty good.
So
Them
I
chunky
don't
boys,
know.
Vince. You see that? He's a little heavy set,
Yeah.
little beard.
Yeah.
We should hit him up, be like, hey,
So
let's
this
go on with
is
the beer.
not.
We'll promote him.
Where's
hey,
he live?
Hey, where's he live? We'll let him come on the show. Come on the show, man.
I don't
we'll give him
think-
a shout out. Hey,
I
come
don't
on the
think
show,
he
man.
need- I don't think
We'll
he
invite
needs
him to
it. I
Florida.
don't think
he
he'll let
needs
us
it.
on
Hey,
his show.
But listen, we'll invite him
So-
to Florida. We'll invite him to Florida.
This is Radio WV.
I don't know
which
if our sponsors will.
I believe is Radio West Virginia, and this is not him, but this
I'll go pick him up.
his video now has 13 point. This video of him now has 13.8 million views. Yeah, this is not him.
See,
though.
man, I wish I knew how to play the guitar or play some kind of instrument. Man, I'd be.
Yeah.
Sell my soul,
Easy.
working hard.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to play that right now.
No,
It's kinda hot.
but he's literally just playing a guitar out there with a deer blind in the back and a resonator, playing on a resonator. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Yeah, I think. Man, and he was giving it his all too, man. Like, if you guys have a chance, go look at the video. You know, like he was giving it, that's his whole like heart and soul to that
Yes, he
song,
was.
man. Like he was giving it to it, man. Like he was like, "Here you go, man. Here's how I feel." And this is just not how I feel, but how you feel. You're just scared of saying the truth. You're just scared of coming out there and speaking out, you know. But this is that's exactly what they want, though. He said it. He went straight to the point. Like they want to know everything that you're
He
doing.
hit all the bases. That's for sure.
Yeah, like they want to know exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, all your identity, everything, man. Like once we're born, like they know who we are. They give us a social security number for a reason, to track us down, to know exactly who
Did
we
it go,
are,
Vince?
how we are. No, it hasn't gone yet.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
But do you agree or disagree, though, Mike? Like it doesn't matter, like how much we try to like say, oh, let's try not to give the government so much information and stuff like that. Like
They got you by the balls. It's so
at
convenient.
the end of the day, the motherfuckers got
It's
you.
so convenient. Yeah.
They have you,
Like cell
regardless
phone
of one way or another,
technology,
man.
wireless tech, all that is so convenient. I mean,
Yeah, it's like, look, if you don't have a driving license,
we were mad about
automatically you get your
Think about
insurance
it,
is
though.
suspended, or if you don't have insurance, your license is suspended. So guess what? Whenever you pass through River County, that tag reads you, the tag reader hits you, you're caught. Like
yeah.
they'll find
Yeah,
you
if there's a
one way or
warrant out
another,
for
man.
you
Like they will
underneath
get
your
you.
license plate, they're gonna get
like
you.
they're gonna get you. Like it's just like there's no
I got
way.
into a conversation with somebody that said those aren't cameras, those are traffic pattern something or other, and I'm like, dude, I know what you're talking about. That's not what these are.
No, that's not.
You go look at every main intersection and
Yes.
every main neighborhood
Yeah.
with one or two ways in
Yeah.
and out, and you'll find these at every frickin' street, every angle. They'll see
Yeah.
you when you come, when you leave. They know.
State Road 60 has
if
four
somebody's in that
two on
neighborhood.
each side, man.
Yes.
State Road 60 has
like-
two on each side because you know how
it's
State Road
scary.
60 is what, 3 lanes? Yes, 3 lanes.
They're all the way
Yeah.
around, and sometimes they're even down the road a little bit.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
I've seen them, and they're not all at traffic lights, but they're definitely.
I wonder
by
how much
main
money they
intersections.
spent on that.
I don't know. That's something you should ask the county commissioners. You know, I think for our area, it's Susan Adams.
I would say they're probably turning a profit on them though.
Somebody
sure.
is.
Somebody is. I'm sure there's.
They're,
somebody's
they're using
got the
them to make
company.
money.
Somebody probably. There's another contractor out there that's probably the one who reviews and runs all the software and sends the It's probably a system that's in the cars and in the sheriff's department. It's probably controlled by somebody else or some AI. And we see it's coming to our schools. We talked about this in one episode where they're going to use AI to detect an alert to any suspicious speech or activity, something like that. I forget what it was. But we'll find out more about that this school year too, I believe. So there's a lot of things going on with our school board. There's another election where I think Peggy Jones is decided to run again. If you're in Indian River County, a lot of people know Peggy Jones. I really didn't until I started going to these meetings, but besides that, there was something else. What were we going to talk
did you
about?
hear-
Yeah,
Did
you know,
you hear
the
about
other day I
the-
was telling my wife, because she was like, oh, you know, we got to teach our daughter, you know, to get on the computer and stuff like that, because it's a requirement now. And I felt some type of way, you
Yeah.
know, but I was like,
And they got to remember their number. They get a number.
and I was like, man, I feel some type of way, man. Like, my daughter's so young. What do you mean?
Forced into the system.
Like, why, like, do I have to, like, I told my wife, I was like, we don't even have those gadgets for our own selves. So how am I supposed to, you know, teach her something? Like, I don't want those gadgets for a reason, because they're not doing anything for my kids besides just frying up their brain cells, you know? I mean, that's just how I look at it, you know? Like, they prefer to have a piece of paper, coloring book, or having something else. Like, they don't know anything about an iPad or a tablet or anything, and now they're going to school and they're going to have the shit in front of them. Like what the hell's going on here, you know? Like, you're supposed to be teaching them, not giving them a screen to look at, you know? Like what's up with that? Like, what happened with the number 2 pencil? You know?
yeah.
Well, the unfortunate thing is when they move on, that's pretty much, they're not going to be using a pencil. They'll be using an iPad when they get their first job, more than likely.
Okay, but we're doing this again. We ourselves are trying to keep up with. Who are we trying to keep up with?
No.
Aliens?
Yeah, I found a new channel. And
I mean, I
I've
don't know,
told
man.
y'all about this channel, and it'll make you question everything. But it'll then debunk almost everything also. But
What
it's
is it,
called the
though?
Y-Files, and they go into, I mean, you name it. There's a lot of alien stuff.
The
And,
Wild
he does
Files?
it. He does like deep dives into these
Send it to me, man.
conspiracies. It's on YouTube. You can look it up, or Rumble. I guess he does other stuff on Rumble that YouTube really wouldn't let him put on there.
Was that the guy we were watching the other day?
Yeah, that did the CIA book. He did an episode on the Georgia Guidestones also.
Yeah, what happened to
The
that?
destruction of those. Well, I think we did a show around that time, right?
Probably, yeah.
Well, these stones have been up there for like 40 years, and it wasn't just some message about how to survive an apocalypse, but it was like how to keep population down and who to let breed and stuff like that. So it was kind of when somebody blew it up, and only messed up one of them, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But within hours,
you
there
know
was
what?
heavy equipment there to take it all away.
But you know what was weird
Yeah.
though? Like it was just
That's
like
what was
out like
weird.
in the middle of like nowhere, and it wasn't even like in a nice place for it.
I've never
you know?
been there. I kind of wish I've seen them. Not that it was a good place. People are happy it's gone, because it was not. It was anti-Semitic, which
Okay.
but it wasn't very.
I like
It
that
wasn't
kind
a
of shit.
good memorial. I'll tell you that. But it had scientific value to it because it was the guy that did the whatever you call them, the guidestones,
Right.
the contractor was given specific direction on where and how to place these. They bought 13 acres at the highest part in this county in northern Georgia, and it was said to be tied to some secret societies in the Bilderberg or I don't know, some group out of Rome. I'm not sure. It goes pretty deep, but it was pretty interesting, and he goes into some interesting stuff. So check him out. It's the Y-Files. I don't know the guy's name or anything like that, though. You looking him up, Leo?
No.
There you go. Anyways, Georgia Guidestones. Did you go see him, Vince? I know you spent a lot of time up that way.
We went there one year, yeah.
To the Guidestones?
Yeah.
Did you read them or anything? It's like 5 different languages.
Yeah. So, yeah, I couldn't read them.
Any?
I only know one language.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like Russian. What was it? Russian, English. What was it? Hebrew, Latin, and I think Creole or something like that. It was like the 5 major languages that were expected to survive an apocalypse, which tied into our last talk about that the CIA declassifying or sanitizing that book that kind of described the end of the world and how it happens. I thought that was pretty fascinating. If you wonder why I'm killing time, it's because I'm over here trying to figure out how to get this pop-out chat to work, to where we can share some of our comments here. So what do you got? What do you got, Leo? There we go.
You hear about the guy that, I guess the CIA stormed his house because a couple years ago he had talked about wanting to kill Joe Biden, and he's getting ready to do some sort of speech or something in that area. So they went and stormed his place and ended up shooting and killing the guy. Of
I
course,
heard about that.
Of course, they say that he was on the attack or something, but
Are you losing it, Vince?
They
What's going
came-
on?
they came unannounced and just stormed his house.
the tripod over there?
It's holding
He's gonna
on.
wear it. You keep saying that, Vince. All right, well. What do you got going on there?
It's over there, Leo. I know where it's at.
Oh, it's on the chair?
chair by the iPad.
Oh. Vince, it's going, man. I've got big clamp. But anyways, we've had some chats actually on YouTube. Hot Shot Madman says he's an IT genius. What questions do you have? AI will replace teacher unions. This is all from Hot Shot Madman on YouTube.
Hey, what's up? Did I
think
hear
this is
something
YouTube.
about?
Hold on, let me go through his chat so we can recognize him.
Yeah, I know, but
AI will know more than you and should teach your grandkids. Buy land. They're not making more of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know about AI teaching the kids, but
What was that on YouTube?
Yeah, this is Hot Shot Madman. He said that guy was dangerous. I'm not sure who. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Who are you talking about, Hot Shot Madman? We should all own guns. Pretty much all of us around here do.
No, but where he was saying, you know,
he also said we should all own guns.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that's
agree
what he
more.
Okay, here we go. The guy with the Georgia Guidestones, it was very weird because he had gone under a fake name. I think it was RC Christian he went by. And when the guy with the granite needed to know he can do business with him, so they had to set up an escrow account because he was going to start moving money. And so he had to go to the bank and open up a bank account. Well, the bank wouldn't do it under a fictitious name, like a fake name or pseudonym or nothing like that. So I guess he made a deal with the guy at the bank. He would be the only one to know. We see you. He would be the only one to know his real name. And so he took it to his deathbed pretty much. Once the RC Christian guy supposedly passed away after 2000, he started to release some stuff. He was getting old and also like that. So some people have a theory of who the guy was and who he was kind of tied to, but it was all very secretive, and a lot of money went into putting those things up there. And it was, they wonder who would have went through that kind of money to put those up there in the middle of nowhere.
It says you're limited, what is it, $300 a day from your bank account.
Oh, you mean like at an ATM?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they start
Why
at.
would
Like
you know,
I guess you can get that number increased.
Why would you keep your money in there? Yeah, like it doesn't matter how much, like you go up to a bank and be like, hey, I need to take out $10,000.
Right.
Or even $3,000.
You just can't do it at an ATM. It's $300.
It's my money.
Somebody could have stolen it. They say it's to protect you.
Okay, but they were protecting me when I was bringing it in. It just makes no sense. It's just like
that you can only take so much.
Yeah,
well, how about that they only insure up to so much, but
both
at certain times they'll insure more of it. So it's like, why at certain times?
Yeah, I don't know. Just funny.
Insurance is a ripoff, anyways.
Yeah, insurance are a ripoff, especially in the state of Florida right now. They're all leaving, going somewhere else or something. Dropping us.
No, Hot Shot Madman. I've never had $10,000, and it's probably a good thing. If I did, it wasn't in the bank, I'll tell you that. FDIC for who, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be interesting. I think you hit your switch, Vince. It got quiet.
Yeah.
No, that's good because it was rumbling everywhere.
I did it on purpose.
Okay.
Good. But yeah, no. It was something about the unions that I want to say. Then I hear something or read something about FedEx or UPS or something like that, with their unions or something like that, with their drivers. Or they were going on strike or
They were going to go on strike, but at the last minute, it was
UPS.
Yeah, it was UPS, and at the last minute, I guess they came to an agreement, so the strike didn't happen.
So how much does one of those UPS drivers make?
I think they were like 30 to 40,000, maybe. Now they're gonna make like up to $70,000, right, or more.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I think maybe I was even more. It was a lot of.
But listen, those are the worst drivers. Have you guys ever seen those people drive? They don't come
They're
to a
in a hurry, man.
They don't come to okay, but anyways, it's a liability though. I could be driving by and I could run right into them, or they could run right into me. They don't come to a complete stops. They just keep going. They hop in their vehicle. They keep going. They go around you. They drive on the opposite direction, or they park on the opposite direction
Leo.
to go deliver the package. No, Vince,
Leo,
it's just...
you describe 90% of the drivers on the road right now.
No, Vince, but they... okay,
Sadly.
Vince. Okay, Vince. But they're not getting paid for that. This person is.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a company. Come on, man. For the person to make this amount of money and for you to be reckless on the road?
And think about just about
Come on, man.
all people that drive for a living are probably like cab drivers drive reckless.
Yeah, they're all bad drivers.
Even like most your delivery drivers are probably driving around high or whatever.
Yeah.
Sean, I think there was a new story out that there's an agreement that they're going to be making a whole lot more than $50,000 a year. Pretty astronomical numbers, and it was pretty good. I mean, good. But then again, if the company was able to pay these guys this much money now, due to some pressure, why weren't they paying that much money before?
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility too. You know, I mean, they got a lot of. I wonder why they did that though. I wonder if a lot of the drivers are going.
Do you think those drivers?
Amazon.
You think those drivers you're talking about, Leo? You think they're going to drive any better now that they make another $20,000-$30,000 a year?
No.
Me either.
No, they probably
drive
even
the
get
same.
worse
They'll
because
drive the same.
they'll probably be worse because now they probably have more of a demand. Now they say, now you gotta, okay, you want this money, but then we're gonna want this from you. You know, they're gonna have to come. I'm sure their unions or whatever had to come to some agreement.
So,
Okay, you push so many routes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you so many routes now, or you as soon as you unload this truck, hey, you gotta come right back and unload another one or something. You know,
there's definitely.
I'm sure they had to come to an
Well,
agreement.
I've
They
had
have a
family
union.
work in those warehouses, and it's not easy.
No,
Like,
I'm
you
sure
barely
it's
have
not.
time to go take a leak.
Yeah, I'm sure. I believe it.
And there's a lot of peer pressure to just stay where you're at. do
Oh
what you
yeah,
gotta
I'm
do.
sure.
Especially come holiday season, and it's like the warehouse is full of seasonal people. And, and if you get your truck, I've also got a friend that works for him. I wonder how he feels about this. I haven't seen him in a while, but
And I don't remember which one, if it's FedEx or UPS. One of them
I hear you.
used to not operate with air conditioner. I don't know if that's still true. One of them, you'd always see them driving with their doors
Yeah.
open because they
Yeah.
didn't have AC.
Yeah, they don't have, probably not.
I think FedEx had an AC and the other one didn't.
Hot Shot Madman says he makes $125,000 a year. I think it's a he, could be she or they, them. And says,
Oh, he'll let you know in a minute.
Yeah.
He'll let you know.
I
in a
am
minute.
not rich. He made sure we knew
Yeah.
that.
No, yeah,
they were not
125K is, you know, that's nothing nowadays.
It definitely
you know?
depends on where you live, for sure. And
For
we're
sure,
not.
yeah.
We always thought we had it pretty good down here in Florida, but I think people from around the country are starting to say, hey, you know, we might not have it as bad as New York or California or some
Yeah.
other crazy liberal states, but
I identify as a threat.
I'm poor under the current situation too. But yeah, you know, it definitely depends on where you live. What $125,000 a year could do for you.
Yeah.
You know,
No, yeah.
that's not a lot of money.
No.
I mean, if you have a spouse that makes that much, also great. You're better. But it's what you do with that money and how you live with it. You know. I mean, if
Where
you're in
you live
Malibu, if you have property in Malibu and a house in Malibu, obviously you're not able to save or make any money. But BYC, NYC, gotcha.
Yeah,
So you must be in New York City. Okay.
yeah, he is.
Sean, if you're still out there, Sean, I think, is from West Virginia, or is in West Virginia at the current moment. Virginia, something like that. Who knows? Could be Kentucky. But yeah, it's definitely expensive in New York
Oh
City.
yeah, definitely. I've been there a couple times, and I had one of my wife's sorority sisters live there, and I think she's moving back to New York City. She's an accountant, and yeah, man, everything is so expensive there. You know, just rent in general. You know, you have to be able to make, you know, quite a bit of money. But then there again, everything's so expensive that that's where your money goes to. you
Well,
know?
you make-
but then
you
there
make-
again, you don't see it because you make so much.
You make a lot more money, but instead
but then again, everything is so expensive. But then again, you
instead
know,
of paying $2,000 for your mortgage or rent, you're paying like $4,000. I mean, it's literally like double.
yeah, absolutely.
4,300 is the new rent per month
Yeah,
in New York City.
yeah, New York
Twice
City.
as much as
Yeah.
here, because it's up to that. It's
Yeah.
up to about 2,100 here.
Yeah,
That's
it's up over about
ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
And
I
for
believe-
here, yeah, that's. I mean, I remember when
Nothing at all.
I was younger, I remember seeing you could get in a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, $700 to $900,
Yeah, no, I agree.
and that was a pretty decent apartment.
Yeah,
Now
That's
that's
crazy.
$2,000 easy.
I'm curious as to Maui. What's it like in Maui? We've seen, Sean is in Dublin, Virginia. Yep. And so like Maui, you've seen there's a crazy fire over there. Like at least 80 dead last report I've seen, which was probably yesterday.
I don't know. How,
Fire
the
moves so fast.
wildfires?
People had to go get in the ocean if they
I
were
don't know
lucky.
how true it is. What I heard secondhand information was the city's basically gone.
Yes, and it's an ancient city. Lahai is where the actual capital of the kingdom was, in like historical buildings were just kaput's gone. Where the last king of Hawaii resided. It's been, the whole area's been devastated. But you can look at it though, like aerial photos, but there'll be this house and this house wasn't even touched. But everything else around it looked like nuclear war. Like everything just like melted or incinerated right where it was. And of course there's conspiracies and some deep fake videos of some like laser or projected energy type weapon. And then there's the conspiracy. Remember the lasers over Maui a couple
Right.
months back
Yeah.
or like a year back we talked about. There's 100 dead, 1,000 still missing. That's crazy. And you know, that's a small, the people who live there, it's a small knit community. It's not a big island. Yep. Oliver,
Yeah, that is-
Anthony,
that is-
Virginia. Yep.
That is crazy, you know. It's just. And how did it start? It was just wildfires.
This is what they're saying. It started by some faulty power line equipment. So there's a lot of question because
there was a lot of winds and power lines were knocked down or something like that.
Something.
At least that's what they're saying.
that's
you know.
what started
It
it.
started fire,
But
and the winds, hurricane winds and stuff
people
like
are
that.
raising eyebrows saying
I don't know.
this is a land grab by the government.
Yeah.
The city, the mayor had just came out and just said they're going to pass a moratorium or something like that if the attorney general sees it legal, to where nobody outside can purchase any land. Any land that's going to be purchased or sold will be purchased by the city of Maui. So immediately right now raises question that they're going to start developing one of these 15-minute cities there in Maui. This is perfect ground, prime real estate,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people are put out, and there's a lot of celebrities in that area also on the same island that have quite a bit of property that they're fine, like Oprah Winfrey. She's
Right.
like the biggest landowner
They
in Maui.
Made sure the
She's
fire
got a
didn't.
massive farm, no problems. You know, other people like I can't think of their names, but well, I know Funzia from Maui. Yeah, like when Biden was asked about it,
He said no
at
comment.
the beach, he had no comment.
No
Like
comment.
people are freaking dead, like they're burning alive in the streets. Lasers. I've seen house fires with cars parked out of front burned, and that doesn't happen. You're right, Sean. It just doesn't happen that
No, it just
easy.
doesn't.
It's got to be very, very hot.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
But what does an electric car do for you at that time? Like your battery gets hot, man. That's a bomb, I would think. Very dangerous to be sitting on or sitting behind or in front of.
Or even have sitting in the garage of your house.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
starts fire, that car is going to blow up.
Well,
I mean, a gasoline car
with
would too, but
That freighter that was out there a year or two ago, loaded with a bunch of Mercedes and Rolls Royce, and they were
Right.
all electric. Most of them were electric vehicles, and every freaking one of them burnt. The whole ship like just burned for days.
No, yeah, I agree though.
I agree, Hotshot Madman. I would take 8 more years of Trump over Biden also. Definitely. I'm worried, though, and I've said this before, I'm worried Newsom is going to wiggle his way into the executive branch this time around. Whether it's as a VP or a cabinet member, I think it's pretty dangerous that this guy's got a chance.
I wonder who his VP would be.
Who? Newsom?
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. It'll be a political stunt show, whatever it
you
is.
think so?
I'm not sure which video you're talking about. Trump not being able to speak. They said cars were blowing up. It's coming.
Did you hear about the
turn?
you hear about the house that blew up in this neighborhood, and like 4 or 5 houses around it all kind of were destroyed? It was a house that was it was built over old mines.
Where?
You hear about that? The house
No.
exploded. I didn't hear much more about it. I was just walking through a room when somebody else was watching. It was on the news last night. This house, I don't remember exactly where I went. I think it was somewhere in California, but a house just all of a sudden just exploded, and it was like a bomb was dropped on that small section of the neighborhood. Like 5 or 6 houses were completely destroyed, and there's like
Wow.
they're estimating like 20 other houses around it that'll probably end up having to get torn down.
And what did they say it was from?
Well, they're questioning that neighborhood was built over an old like mining ground, like where they had mines underground.
Oh, like copper or coal mine or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know exactly what kind of mines, but yeah. So they're kind of saying that they think something to do with the mines, something exploded underground. I guess there was a guy and a young kid that was in one of the house that blew up, and they died.
I'm just trying to keep
So,
up
yeah,
with the
no,
comments between Hot Mama and Sean. Yeah.
No,
that's
but
pretty
yeah.
cool. Thanks for chiming in, guys. It does help. Houses just don't blow up. Yeah, well, hey, this is Florida. I'm sure Sean has seen some of it in Virginia. They cook some crazy shit up in the sheds around here,
Yeah, they do.
and sometimes they could just blow up. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a meth lab.
Well,
Who knows?
I mean, there's-
or a cover up of some kind.
Yeah, I mean they're saying it was just a guy and a kid in the house, but I mean
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
died.
crazy.
Yeah, but for an explosion like that, you think they'd be able to figure out it was a guy and a kid? They're probably disintegrated. Things so hot.
What
Oh.
from
Was it
something from the
exploded?
mine,
I don't know.
like the gases, maybe?
That's what
Maybe you said it. I
they're
missed
saying. Maybe gases that were down in the mine.
That's that. I mean, when I lived up north, you'd come across some crazy areas in the woods that you would think could go somewhere. Is everything all right?
yeah.
Yeah. You looking at the time? Is that what it is?
No.
Okay. Well, we have been streaming for a while. 5 dead. 5 what dead?
It may have been maybe what we were talking about, the house that blew up. Maybe it was up to 5 now.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the full story. I was
Oh,
kind of
this
hoping.
is like a recent story.
Oh yeah, it was on the news yesterday.
Well, let's find it out. Let's find out since I'm the last one to know about it. Yeah, they can't wait for this to go nowhere. Yeah, like
Oh, maybe it
like
was
the
in
train
Pennsylvania.
derailment.
So it says house blows up in Pennsylvania. So I was wrong. It was Pennsylvania. 5 dead, several hurt in Pennsylvania house explosion. It's I guess it was 3 days ago now, but I just saw it last
Never
night.
late to the news. For a news show, we don't watch.
It says
the news.
calls unknown
Not really news.
and deadly plum house explosion.
What does
Whatever
that mean?
plum house means.
Maybe that's their name.
5 people were killed and several others injured in a house explosion Saturday in Plum. So I guess that's the name of the town, a suburb of Pittsburgh. Explosion destroyed 3 structures and damaged at least a dozen others, authorities said. Person who was unaccounted for after the explosion was among the 5 dead. So somebody that was 51, 57 were killed. Then there was another house that had somebody that was 55, 38, and 12 that died.
From mines, though? Or these just happen to be coincidences?
It's just the house that just.
What I
I'm
had
missing
seen-
something here.
What I had seen, it was supposed to be over mines. Trying to see if I can find where they talk about that.
Yeah, I
In a
mean,
news
well, I
report
mean,
late
that's-
Monday, the house was said to have that had the explosion had hot water tank issues.
So maybe they had a gas hot water heater,
And
and they had a problem, but I don't. No one seems to care. Hotshot man. I guess I don't know, man. I don't live up there. I don't think I lived on top of a mine, but
I don't really see where they talk about mines here, but when I had seen it on TV, just walking past the TV.
just so it could be meth labs, or it could be lasers. Who knows? I wonder who lived in there. Like, did they? I wonder if anybody involved in any of those places had any business dealings with the Clintons or the Obamas
Right.
now. Leo's got the story pulled up there too. Yeah, I mean it's definitely
on this
splitting
story-
eyebrows. That's for sure.
This story, I don't see where they're talking about anything about the mines. So
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
you know how the
it's
news
just-
is. You can watch one channel, get one story, watch another
That's
channel,
it.
get a completely
Okay.
different story.
Yeah, absolutely. That happens all the time.
They might not be related to the Vegas shooter. Yeah, you know, I don't question anything anymore.
No.
I mean,
Or do you question everything?
well, I don't question everything. The Earth is round. I
Well,
don't believe.
not everybody at this
I
table
think
believes
it's
that, right, Leo?
fascinating that
Leo's
there's
like,
a
no.
theory out there that there's a hollow Earth, but there's not.
No, I
There's
don't.
not
I
a
don't
hollow
believe
moon
it.
either. But, most of these government-involved conspiracies, I don't doubt. Do they know more than we do? I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever landed on the moon.
Yeah, I already know they didn't.
Well, do it.
Do it
Do it again.
Do it again.
I'll wait.
Land on the moon?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to send people around it.
Okay,
I
we'll
think the
land on-
Orion. I saw the
I don't
astronauts
care if they
who
go
are going to ride
around
the
it.
Orion capsule around the moon had came to the Cape to see it. Yeah,
I'm
I
with
definitely
Leo. I
question
wanna see him
everything
land
too.
on the moon
Sean.
again.
Thank you, hot shot man, whoever you are.
So yeah,
I agree, Sean. I question everything.
Definitely. I mean, I'll entertain.
you have to.
I'll entertain almost any kind of. I'll entertain almost any kind of theory, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say bullshit if I don't believe it, but I might be wrong.
I like how they can link evidence even though it's just like coincidence. There was a guy who filmed, I watched one the other day who filmed, he was out in by some mountains, I don't know if it was Colorado or California or something, but he was zooming way out there on the mountain and he could have swore he had a giant on video walking way the hell out there. Like he was way zoomed in and this was a big, you can tell it was big, something big.
right.
So he swore it was a giant. And he tried getting a better, different angle and whatnot. And I guess he came back the next day. He had posted about it or something. And he wanted to go back and get another shot at it. But when he went back to some side road, there was a Dodge Charger blocking the way. And they told him turn around. Go back to town. So he was like, what the hell, you know? So he figured he better do what he's told. And so he decided to try it again, different way. This time he was stopped again. But he tried recording and whatever was there wasn't there this time.
Right.
But anyways, the guy went missing.
Oh.
Like a couple weeks later, he was supposed to do some interview or something like
gone.
that. And he's just went missing.
Vanished.
Yep.
He gone.
Wow.
So Thank you, Hotshot Man. He says, I run a 1 million plus YouTube channel, just saying. 41 subs now. Thank you. You just need to be constant. We try. We have full-time home lives and full-time work lives outside too. So we try to keep it constant. And I do the live. We do it live because it gets it out to Facebook also, like an instant. It'll be on Facebook, which I wouldn't normally upload the podcast on the Facebook. So we get some viewers there, but it also puts it on YouTube, and I don't have to upload it again later. So then I only have to worry about uploading it to Spotify and Rumble, which where I live could take days sometimes.
We try to do a schedule the best we can. We do it once a week, but unfortunately we all have jobs that don't have set schedules, so
Interfere. I mean, we
make it a point to do it
have
once a
set
week.
schedules, but we don't.
Yeah, the guy who makes the schedule's a dick.
Yeah, I agree.
So he says when you have 100,000 plus, YouTube will let you make some real money on this. That we don't do it for the thought. If a check came, that'd be pretty cool. I'd be happy with 50 subscribers. Live pushes you up in the algorithm. Life suck until it doesn't. Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So thank you. I appreciate it.
No, yeah, thank you for sharing us and giving us pointers, and we know who to reach out to.
Definitely
need some input and stuff like that.
Glad to have a new subscriber. Definitely.
Absolutely, hell yeah.
But anyways, that's pretty much all I got for the night.
I think that's all we have for tonight.
We got about an hour on the books.
But yeah, again, don't forget to give us a
anything.
follow, give us a share. Thank you again for everybody that's been on there, that has supported us since day one. At least listen 10, 15 minutes. That's all we ask for. We don't ask for any money. We don't ask for anything. Just chime in, hey, have a conversation with us. That's it. We don't ask for anything.
I just gotta say one more thing. It's freaking hot.
It is. It got hotter. I think.
It's hot.
It's hot. It is pretty warm.
I wish I was in Georgia right now, up in the mountains, North Georgia.
Or Virginia.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
These guys, at least they're not down here in Florida.
Canada, that's one place I've always wanted to go to. Is Canada.
I've been there.
No.
I just
I
went
just
to
wanted to go
Niagara
see those.
Falls.
Let's go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's close enough.
But anyways,
Niagara Falls is pretty cool.
we'll get you guys here going. We'll see you guys next week. We'll get you guys up to date with some
We'll
more
waste
news
another
and,
hour of your time. If you made it that long, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys again. Thank you
No,
guys.
she didn't, Sean. She's already asleep.
Thank you guys. Who's already asleep? All right, guys.
Boom!
You just
got